Telephone. Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds. I'm Nerdicus Dave, and I am hanging out with a bunch of nerds tonight, and we're going to be playing some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons with our Those Bastards Season 1, Episode 2 campaign. I'm just going to turn it right over to our Dungeon Master, Megan R. Miller. Remember the R on Amazon or you won't find her.
Dang it, Dave. I pre-wrote the thing I was going to say just now, and that was part of it. All right. So, salutations, nerds. I am author Megan R. Miller. I will be your dungeon master this evening. I am an indie sci-fi and fantasy author, and my books can be found at Amazon.com. If you don't type the R, you won't be able to find me. You'll find Minecraft books instead. But I have heard that the Minecraft books are very good, so there's that. But if you are interested in cyberpunk and or a mob book that's set in a city powered by demons, my work might be up your alley. Now, before I turn the world on, I'm going to roll. I dropped it. This one. And whoever it lands on is going to kick us off. I want you to introduce yourselves, your character, and give your previously on for what happened in the last session. And we're starting with Steven.
Okay, cool. So I share just one thing?
Share as much as you want.
Okay, so last time we began by turning in our quest items, including a lens and a large snakehead, and impressed a bunch of bird folk. And we learned we were going to the desert. So Vent was super excited. Prudence realized she needed some desert clothes, and Galatian was absolutely on board for this. So they went and got some desert clothes. And Galatian got stuff of rather mediocre quality per Vent's advice, and Prudence got the finest of everything per Vent's advice. And we went to the desert. We spent the night on the fringe between the jungle and the desert, and we noticed something in the sand. However, it never came to us, so we were fine. We then proceeded to go out the next morning, and we found out what it was we were seeing, which was a giant elephant-sized glass beetle, which is so much more terrifying when you're rolling against it than it sounds. And we ended up defeating the thing and shattering it. Galatian did collect a small sample, and we made it to the city known as Luster, I think, at which point we walked through a bazaar. Prudence noticed a place called the Babylon Candle and was immediately interested and found a gothic sort of dark witchy type tavern dive bar inn thing and was making friends there, and it was a blast. And that's actually where we left off.
All right, cool. In that case, Vent, you're up next. You're muted. You're still muted.
This is their book, right?
That's odd. So, while Vet figures out his audio...
Dave, you're next.
I'll just jump in there. Pretty much everything that Steven said, except for I encountered a stall full of birds, and I bought them all. Originally, the party was very upset because they thought I was spending the party treasure, but I had some of my own gold that I was saving to improve my armor. But I decided that the birds should be free because they didn't like being captured, so I bought a lot of them and just set them free. Except for one. The one stayed with me. We're now best buds, and we're hanging out. You know, I don't know how Sheldon feels about it yet. Sheldon's my pet crab, in case you were wondering. But Kestrel Tweezle is the newest member of my little family, even though they don't have the telltale birthmark that the rest of us have, including Sheldon.
All right, Doug, can we hear you yet?
I don't know, can you?
Yes, we can hear you. Go on.
Okay, well, I'll just ditch the headphones. So yeah, I am Nerdarchy Doug, and I am playing Vent, a fire genasi barbarian who is on a quest with all his siblings here to chase their destiny. And I missed what Dave had said while I was fiddling with the audio, but yes, we are in the desert city of Luster, where he is enjoying the dry desert heat and encouraging his siblings to make the most of the situation.
All right, and Galatian.
That is me, Nerdarchy Ted. I will be playing Galatian Trisrel. He is a half-elven sorcerer, shadow sorcerer, although he's not into the whole goth thing, unlike many others who go down this road. One thing that they haven't pointed out, that Vent is actually, kind of stirring our direction. The barbarian is the brains of our operation, as crazy as that might sound. And we are following, a falling comet or star that he witnessed, long ago. And we're just kind of going in the direction that he's kind of prophesized that we need to follow, as we're all on our journey to find out who our father is and how this all is going on.
Well, I also remembered we saw those Earth Elemental Street toughs who were giving us the side eye, and I think that somebody told us they were chasing the glass beetle, but we didn't learn much more about that.
All right, and it is worth noting that the mountains that you are going toward are just south of the desert area that you are in. So let me take a moment to pause, check and see if you guys have any upkeeps that you want to do, any shopping, anyone that you want to check in with before we get started.
I think we're all shopped out from last episode.
Okay, well, in that case, as I recall, you guys left off at the Babylon Candles. So, Issa is tending bar. You guys have spent the night here. The general, nonconformist goth crowd are, chilling in their usual spots. And, side-eye some of you as you come down more than others.
I'm just sort of wide-eyed, hey. If people are looking at us funny, I'm waving to them.
And that is working out fairly well for you.
He's a dork.
I would like to go to Vent and just hook my arm in his and guide him to one of the tables and start just introducing him to the people that I was mingling with yesterday.
Oh, okay. I would definitely be chatty.
Right.
Probably would talk. Mostly just sort of fresh off the farm, so you'd probably tell them stories about the elemental plane of fire and how it's much warmer than here and that sort of thing.
Vince, I want you to go ahead and give me a persuasion check. I'm going to have you make it with advantage because you're coming off as very authentic right now, and as far as I know, goths tend to like that.
Okay. That is 15.
Okay, yeah, no, that's going off. It's coming off fairly well for you. These people, they're nodding. You're not one of them, but they're accepting you generally speaking. You're definitely not one of those guys outside, for instance. So.
Oh yeah. I'm used to seeing all sorts of people, from travelers from everywhere, and so.
So they ask you some questions, tell you a little bit about themselves. You feel you're actually kind of getting. The vibe here, with the people at the Babylon Candle in general.
I like this place.
Yeah. Unga, what are you up to?
Unga is going to be ordering some food and drink for him, Sheldon, and Tweezle.
All right, Tweezle definitely wants some nuts and seeds and stuff, but Sheldon, I am going to be honest with you, I have no idea what crabs eat. So
they are scavengers and bottom dwellers, so they eat pretty much anything.
Okay.
And Sheldon,
including other crabs.
Yeah, including other crabs.
Oh yeah.
So I order whatever I'm having for Sheldon, and I also get him a tankard of ale as well. And then I turn to Twizzle and ask if Twizzle drinks.
Drinks what? I like juice. I like water. And he cocks his head at you in the way that only birds can, where it's almost upside down.
I'll slide my ale towards Twizzle for them to try that.
All right, so ordinarily this bird would not be even considering trying your alcoholic beverage, but he's gonna stick his face in it for a minute and give it a shot. And obviously he's seriously a 16th of your size, so it hits him like a truck, and he's kind of struggling to stay balanced on your shoulder. Meanwhile, Galeason, what are you doing?
So Galeason, the pretty boy that he is, he tends to be the last one down. He's got to always make sure that he is as prim and proper as possible. That lousy elven heritage that was kind of forced down his throat, whether he wanted to or not, has actually sunk in. So, hair fully brushed, clean shaven and what have you. He will, descend down and get some breakfast, check in on his siblings, And as always, it is looking around. If there are new faces, it's taking in the crowd, seeing if there's anyone that actually we think belongs with us, and anyone that probably shouldn't belong with us. But as I descend the stairs, good morning, dear siblings. I hope we all had a fine evening's rest.
Indeed, it was very pleasant, and these accommodations are especially similar to what I'm used to. Vent seems to be getting along fairly well also. And I just sort of gesture to Vent at the table surrounded by all these people that are listening to one of his stories.
I'm telling them
Vent.
about my salamander sweetheart that didn't come on this quest with me. She had a quest of her own, and maybe someday we'll meet across a volcanic pit. But for now, we're pursuing our individual destinies.
So, Vent, would you be the kind of person that would be taken to, do gambling things with other people?
No, because it seems like a distraction from, we might need that money to fund our destiny, so I don't think I would gamble with.
Okay. So, they try to get you to play this, throwing the bones game that they're playing, but once you, explain that, they're totally cool with it, and they just let you do you, but, they will explain it as they're going, how the game is played and, why they're doing it.
And he totally misses all that, because his wisdom is my dump stat, and it just goes right over his head. So, it's it's not even worth tricking him, because he doesn't even understand what they're saying.
Oh,
He heard you
Vent.
throw the dice and then blah 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 blah.
Yeah, and I just start talking about something else, that reminds me of this time, my mentor told me, sort of thing. Are any of them elves? Or are they all tieflings?
Actually, there are a lot of tieflings in here, but there are a couple of elves. Of the elves that are in here, a couple of them are drow, and a couple of them are more of, the desert elf variety that are, the kind that are prone to getting lost in the sand as they will.
I would make sure to avoid their direct gaze.
Right, that's right, because Vent believes that if an elf makes eye contact with you, they're trying to read your thoughts.
Yes, exactly. And if I was trying to hide that with deception, I would totally fail, so it would be obvious that I am avoiding.
All right. So, all right. So, a couple of them definitely notice. Fortunately for you, they, actually, let me roll. No, they definitely seem more amused than, intimidated or offended by this. So,
a lot of this, and then realize that somebody over there is, looking.
Oh, Vent. So
is this a widely known false rumor?
I mean, Vent has definitely told you because he definitely did it on screen a couple sessions ago.
My parent was a brass dragon, and that's what they told me. I mean,
right, but
who might argue?
I who grew up with elves, is this something that the elven populace, kind of lets on to kind of mess with people? Elves have a bit of chaotic nature to them, or is this something that's propagated by anti-elven things, or is this just one dragon?
You know me like an open book, so clearly it's at least half. You have half the power.
So your grandfather was not a fan of this misconception, but you did grow up in an elven settlement, and some of the less wealthy elves were more than willing to bank on that when somebody was giving them a rough time, so they would just lock eyes with this person just to freak them out. So you've definitely seen it done before.
Okay.
They're watching.
All right, so after a little while, you guys end up at the same table. Vent has gotten done telling his story, regaling these people that he's just met with tales of his prowess, and Tweezle is seriously absolutely blasted, that poor bird. But it seems like he's kind of fond of the drink that you just gave him, so he's gonna chill there and keep eyeing it a little bit, and you're all just sort of sitting there getting ready for your day.
So anytime one of those elves looks in my directions, I let them lock eyes with me and think mean thoughts.
That's awesome.
And while
No, I
Unga
like
is
that.
clearly distracted, I will be feeding Sheldon junk food that I know that he loves, but Unga doesn't approve of me giving him.
Right. So you guys, you have two things on your agenda to do, maybe, because I don't know, like, how hard Unga was thinking about possibly going to find the missing child that Tweezle told him about last session, but, like, that's a thing that could be on your to-do list if you decide it is. Otherwise, all of you know that you have a map to find to get to this Temple of Glass in the middle of the desert.
I mean, if that's important to your friend, then we should definitely help him.
The
Okay.
well, the temple's been there a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the temple.
I mean, it was an ancient temple, as I believed it was described to us, as many of them are. Are there any modern temples in this plane of existence? There's certainly a lot of ancient ones back home.
I mean, yes, there are some modern temples, but, like, I didn't get the impression that any of you were particularly religious, so it didn't seem like you would have much of a reason to go there. But if you want to,
No.
like, there's a district in Leicester.
I'll approach the bartender. Where can I find a girl?
Oh, well, there is a very nice red light district, but it's on the other side of the city from here. It's definitely not here, if that's what you're asking.
Oh no, not like that. And then I like call Tweezle over and can't speak with animals again. Which Tweezle is blasted at this point.
No,
Tell
yeah,
him what
like
you told
Tweezle
me.
just kind of like cocks in the air a little bit,
Tell the
but doesn't
bartender
have
what you
lighting
told
on
me.
your shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, hi.
What does your girl look like again?
Oh, she was very small and she had white hair and it was always tousled, and she's very clever. I don't think that you can see that though, but she's real short, like a whole foot shorter than you are. Like, she might come up to your armpit maybe. And her eyes were purple.
Are there many purple-eyed people in this city?
And so Issa, like, considers that for a moment and looks at you, and she's like, well, I mean, most of them are either elves or genocide.
What kind
There's
of...
plainer folk here, huh?
So when you say Genasi, I look back at Vent, and what color eyes are his?
Oh, they're like red, burning embers. They're just like two coals in his head.
Well, probably not fire Genasi.
Usually.
Oh, no, if you're looking for purple eyes, then you are looking for probably air.
So we've limited it down to elves and air Genasi.
Sometimes the rare water elemental, but that's not common.
Are there many young Genasi here, or they usually just come to visit?
Well, I mean, there are definitely settlements. I mean, most of the genocide in the area are fire and earth, but there are a few air and very rare water families that will come through here because this is closer to the elemental planes than most other places on this plane are. But for the most part, you're going to be finding fire and earth.
Now, Twizzle, did Twizzle say she was taken?
Yes, by a lizard man.
By a lizard? Oh, yeah.
Like, so, like, he had scales and a tail, and that's really, like, all that Tweezle was able to tell you about him.
That sounds like a lizard man to me. What can you tell me about lizard men?
Well, I mean, there are definitely a couple of different kinds of lizard men. They're not really super... I guess they're more common than the humans around here, but only by a little bit. They like the heat. What exactly is it that you're looking for?
I'm looking for Twizzle's girl.
Your bird has a girl.
Well, he did.
Oh,
But then the lizard
okay.
person took them.
All right. So I suppose you'll be looking for someone of that description then. Do you have anything to go by aside from just being a lizard person?
Your brother, might I ask another question?
Sure.
What is your bird? Is his girl from this city, or has he done much travel while caged?
Oh, that's a good question, brother. Um, yeah. Were you from this city or someplace else?
So Tweezle cocks his head at you and is like, I've only ever remembered the glass in the sand. I hatched here,
Oh,
but it feels like I've traveled quite a bit through the glass in the sand. I went through a lot of places. I went through a place where there were people with all kinds of fish and bread for sale, and I went through a place where there were people with all kinds of soft fabrics that they were trying to peddle, and I went through a place where and he seems to have a little bit of trouble with this one, and then he looks at you and he's like, they kept kneeling. They were on their knees a lot in this place, looking at big stone structures like them, but much larger. And then we got here.
and at what place was the girl?
Oh, she was where I came from in the first place. She was, there were houses and people that lived there, and there was this place in the middle of where the houses were, and it had this constant whirlwind there.
Oh, that might be a good piece of information. Hey, is there a residential area with a whirlwind in the middle of it?
And Issa considers you for a moment, and she's like, well, if there were anywhere like that, it would probably be the Elemental District. That's about as south as you can get.
Well, then it sounds like that we've got at least a lead, and maybe we'll be able to acquire more information once we get there, brother.
Yes, I
Maybe.
think so. Thank you, and I will put some. Let's see. Come on, character sheet. Listen to me. I will slide some coinage down. I do not have much, but I will throw some their way.
What happens when you spend 220 gold on birds?
When you do, she slides it back across the table, and she's like, if you're looking for a missing person, you're going to need this more than I will, but I'll still be around when you get back. You guys have got rooms up for the next couple of days or so, so, go do what you need to do.
Oh, thank you. And I put my 10 gold back that I...
And she nods to Prudence, because she knows that you guys are siblings at this point, and, Prudence has made a very good impression on Issa.
Yeah, I'll just sort of make eye contact and say, thank you for your help.
And she gives a very warm smile.
And I just sort of look away and look to Unga and say, I guess, Dave, how much did you convey to us of that?
Oh, so I feel like Unga's loud and boisterous. So whether he conveyed it to you directly or not, you probably overheard him whether you wanted to or not.
Okay. So he voiced what Tweezle said.
Yes.
Okay. I will look at her and just make sure at Issa, and I will ask, so would we, in theory, have to, in order to get to the Elemental District, go through the Temple District and then perhaps a place where cloth is vended and then possibly a dock or something?
Well, there is no dock here. We are in the middle of the desert. There's a river that runs through here at some place, so I suppose maybe, but there are many, many roads in Luster. It just depends on which way you want to go. That's probably just how your bird has been taken to this place, to the bazaar in the first place.
Okay. Well, dear brothers, do we have any other business?
That's it for me. And besides, to me, it just sounded like Tweezle went through the market.
Hmm.
And that is absolutely possible. You saw all of those things being vended at the bazaar while you were here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, does Galason usually lead us places, or is that more a me thing? Vent
is
usually does.
I don't know. I kind of figured just like whatever path we took. Like I haven't. Bent hasn't been paying attention. He was engaged with those people Prudence
Oh, okay.
introduced him to. So I was like, probably, they're like, oh, this band's playing here this week and blah blah blah. Whatever. It's just chatting it up.
Can I like sidle over to Vent and be like, "Dear brother, we have a mission
Oh, and
to
I'll
possibly
quickly,
rescue someone."
I will quickly stand up and get serious, and probably we didn't give out any names, but whoever I was talking to would be like, blah 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 blah. Like, I'll catch you guys later, but for now, destiny calls. and I'll say, and watch out for those street toughs out there.
We are
And
to
they're
be
like, there's no one out there that's scarier than us. And like
believe it.
you can tell they're posturing, but like
Yeah.
they seem convinced.
I'm terrified, honestly.
Oh,
You guys are
Vince.
great.
We are to reunite Tweezle with his girl.
Oh, the bird?
Yes, Unga's friend.
Oh, that's great.
And he's like over there whistling out a little tune because again he's kind of blasted.
Is he all right?
Oh yeah, he'll be fine. He's not going to be flying now. He's going to ride with Sheldon.
All right.
And Sheldon just like raises his claw,
And how
but
is
he doesn't argue.
I'll claw
how is
him.
Sheldon taking this new arrival?
How's what?
I'm checking to Unga. I said, how is Sheldon taking this new arrival?
Oh yeah, is there any like jealousy there or anything?
Oh, there's definitely some tension, but Sheldon hasn't done anything overt.
He hasn't blown any bubbles yet or anything?
I mean, not aggressive bubbles,
Okay.
just the normal bubbles that come with being a crab.
Sure.
Yes, the nature of bubbles are quite important.
Mm-hmm. Can Unga read his bubbles? Do you know what an angry bubbling is like?
No, he just assumes Sheldon is always happy and pleased with everything.
No.
Which is
They love each other.
it's the opposite of that.
Okay.
He's always angry at dinner.
That's a secret. All right. Let's go get this girl.
All right, so the easiest way to get to the Elemental District is legitimately just to go through like the Bazaar and the Temple District and just go through those gates. So
Elemental
unless-
District. I've got to say, you guys, this material plane is really cool. I thought it was just like, mostly normies and Humes, That's the impression we get.
Mm.
I mean, it is in most places. Luster is not most places,
Yeah.
but Luster isn't
The
fully on the
glass.
material plane.
I mean, have
it's
you
like
guys
also
noted this
partly.
glass? You know how hard it would be to make an city out of glass? I mean, I've been hobby blowing glass for years, and I could, maybe make like a little bubble. This is pretty cool.
Well, perhaps perhaps it is through your guide that we get to find places where those boring cities are not where we go. We got Canopy, now Luster.
Right. It's amazing. But anyways.
All right, so it doesn't take you long, like the Temple District, again, it's got like some larger buildings that are again made of glass, like all the building materials. They're not all of them, but most of them are glass and stone, like the lights bouncing off of things, refracting through things. There are, colored lights on the sand as you walk through a couple of paved roads. You get to the Elemental District, and, it's more elementals than you saw in the Bazaar, really. It's like almost nobody that isn't some kind of plane touched here, and they're just kind of like moving back and forth and like talking to each other. There are a few businesses that have their doors open, but there aren't any like kiosks like there were in the Bazaar. But you do see this trio of Dragonborn standing on a street corner talking to each other in hushed voices. One blue, one green, one black.
Well, other than you guys, they're the only things that look out of place here.
Indeed.
So are we able to see what they're doing, or are they just like standing there talking?
Well, they seem to be standing there talking. Give me an insight check, though, all of you.
Ooh,
Insight.
I want to nudge Twizzle in the direction of the Dragonborn.
Tweezle then proceeds to like shift on your shoulder a little bit again, doing that bird cocking of the head where it's almost upside down. And he's like, I don't recognize any of them. The one that I'm looking for is yellow.
A yellow dragon. I got a 7.
Mine's much better, of a 9.
So we're both like, I don't know.
I have a 2.
I got a 9 also.
Well, I mean, it really does.
Observers of we're keenly aware.
It really does just look like they're talking to each other and having a conversation, but occasionally,
Look at those guys. Look nice.
occasionally the green one keeps looking over his shoulder and like just looking around the general district where he's standing. So like, there's that. Like one of them looks sus. The rest of them just look like they're having a normal talk right now.
Galason's looking around. I mean, while he grew up in a, essentially like a minor noble house, he's used to seeing humans, elves, and some of the more common races. But since finding his siblings, he is going to very strange and bizarre places. So there's a lot to take in, and his attention is easily drawn to new things and new experiences. So he's looking out for, is there anyone with our mark? Is there anything that might have our mark on it? Is there anyone that, just seems interesting? And of course, he's always distracted by, things that look beautiful. And people that look beautiful.
Well, Galason, give me a perception check.
Yeah, it's a 14.
All right. So actually you do. You catch sight of the constellation Xiphos on the tip of a tiefling's tail as she walks by.
Really?
Now, she's not as dark as Prudence. She's like your typical red tiefling. But she is just kind of like wandering by and like talking to this fire elemental that she's passing by, and like tosses her head back and laughs. She seems confident. She's like dressed in the garb of an explorer of some sort, like a pith hat, like vest sort of thing.
So I would tap on Vent's shoulder and point out the tail, and then I would head in that direction.
Oh yeah, I'd absolutely be right with you. Like, miss.
And for a minute there, it doesn't seem like she knows that you're talking to her. She's just
Well,
involved in this conversation.
I would be polite, and I would wait until there was either a natural stopping point or that conversation ended, and then I would politely get their attention.
And she turns around to look at you and is just like, I'm sorry, can I help you?
Sister!
You got the.
Excuse me?
I hate to burden you, but I happen to notice a mark upon your tail. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Galason Trisrel, and I kind of lean back or kind of point back to my siblings, and these are my siblings. Your tail has a very interesting mark on it, and we have found that there are many who bear this same mark or sigil. Do you know anything about yours?
I can't say that I do. It's just a cluster of freckles.
It's the sword of Xiphos. And I'm like going to turn around and be like, see?
I see.
Yeah.
And she's gonna like look between the rest of you with like a brow cocked, like she's not entirely sure that this is real. Like she's waiting for somebody to come out and reveal this to have been an elaborate joke.
I point at my cheek.
Do I pick up on that?
Give me insight. Like DC 8, it's not hard.
Yeah, that's what
It's a 16.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you absolutely pick up on that. Like you know exactly what she's thinking right now.
My dear lady, this is no jest. my siblings and I, we are on a quest to find our father, our parentage. We believe that our fellow siblings all bear the mark. And he'll move his robes and show off, the I guess the tip of the sword because it's going to come in this way. Each of our siblings bear this mark, and none know of our father. All have a strange and sordid tale of a whirlwind romance and a swift departure of this man, dark of hair and very charismatic. And we are trying to locate him.
Well, she smirks and like swishes her tail, and she goes, "Well, I know about having a strange tail, at least."
You have a strange tale also?
And she like swishes her tail again and looks at you like she expects you to get the joke the second time around.
Yeah, I get it. That's really funny. Hey, she's the funny one. You can be the funny one.
I don't know if I want to be anybody's one. I have business here and nothing more. I was planning on getting back.
Do you know where your father is?
Well, no, but there are very few who do in this part of the city.
Well, we're from all different parts, and none of us know where our father is.
I hope this is not too bold of a question, but how old are you?
Like 23.
How does that line up with the rest of you?
Actually, I think Prudence is older than me too. Let's see. I don't remember what I put. Vent is
I'm 18.
20. Oh,
Prudence is 24.
okay.
So it would look like we potentially have another sibling. Did she give a name?
No, but you can ask her.
Might I have your name, Divinity?
You can call me Myth.
Myth.
I spell that with an I.
It's a great name.
I think so.
What is your business in the city? Maybe we can help you.
I just came for some supplies. I'm a sculptor, you understand, and they have clay here. It's pretty good to work with.
Do you work with stone?
Sometimes.
Is Myth's skin tone the color of either cinnabar, carnelian, or jasper, or close to it?
I'm going to have to look those up because I have no idea what color those are.
They're all shades of red.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, like, yeah, it is red. I think I know what carnelian looks like. That's probably pretty close to it.
I'm going to take out my small leather pouch with my 3 polished stones and take out the carnelian one and like kind of hold it up and see if it's close. And I'm going to give it to her and say, I understand having other paths to follow, but someday you're going to want to intersect with us again. And I think this might help you.
Okay. I might just. Thank you.
No, thank you.
So, you may come across this again, and he gives the short version of the direction and the red star, reminders about the sort of Xiphos constellation. Should you come across others and you wish to join our search, we'd be more than happy to have you and others. I don't mean to startle. This is in no way any kind of joke or prank. This is honestly a quest of bloodlines.
Well,
I reach out to offer hand and try to bestow as much majesty and sincerity in that moment.
well, can I use this to get a hold of you? If I have somebody scry for you, can I use this stone to do that?
Yeah. I didn't even know that was a thing, but yeah, I just felt compelled to give that to you. But that would, I guess that would work, right?
Well, in that case, I guess I'll find you that way. Can I, Prudence in particular, but like anybody that wants to, can I get an insight check?
Okay.
15.
Prudence is very pointedly like standing back during this whole time and being very withdrawn.
Oh, okay.
I figured she might be. Oh yeah, no, Prudence, you know for sure she's lying about something. You don't know what it is, but she's lying about something.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 15.
Yeah. So DC 17.
Okay.
Like
You
as
know.
far as I know, the rest of you just think she's being perfectly legitimate
Yeah.
with you, but like Prudence, you know she's lying about something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So Prudence is sitting there quietly, but her demeanor has shifted. I don't know if anybody would pick up on it or not, but it has shifted from being like that withdrawn quiet to a very angry quiet.
And meanwhile, has anybody been keeping an eye on the Dragonborn?
Nope. We barely registered
I
they were
haven't.
there.
Well, they're gone now. They just at some point during your conversation left. So they're
That
not
was the
staying
clue to the
there
adventure.
anymore. Well, it's a good thing you have a ranger, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go.
So when I asked Twizzle about the Dragonborn, he just said it was the wrong color.
Yeah, like the one I'm talking about was definitely some kind of yellow.
Hello, Dragonborn.
Oh, do you think the lizard person we're looking for is a Dragonborn? I say to the rest of the group.
Do I think? I don't know. I didn't even know there was any lizards involved at all. This is getting exciting.
Yeah, the girl was taken by a lizard folk, a yellow one.
Wow. I
thought
heard
the
you talking to
bird
the
was-
bartender and Tweezle squawking, but I wasn't really paying attention.
Is the tiefling gone now? Is Myth gone?
Yeah, she just walked off.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
I liked her.
I just kind of like stare at them aghast for a moment, and I'm like, you fools, is that what you do? You just walk up to people with a birthmark like ours and tell them they're our sibling, and then you give away something that they can use to scry on you, knowing nothing of this person or their capacity for spellcasting, their malice towards you, etc. And then she just sort of like takes Vent by the shoulders and is like, you did something very dangerous. You gave someone power over you willfully.
Did I?
It was
Or
just
did
a
I
rock.
give her something that gives us power over her?
I just sort of like step back, like just flabbergasted.
We don't always give them something. There are times that,
I've never given one of those away.
we have conversations. We don't know how many of us there are out there, and if we don't have the conversations, how do we know who is going to join us and who won't?
So far, we're 1 for 2 anyway.
How did you not hear what she said? She's a stonecutter. She's no adventurer. I have magic. I can protect myself. I sought you out. You do not just approach random craftsmen with a similar birthmark and invite them to come on a deadly mission.
Are you sure? I'm fairly certain that it's gone over swimmingly. I mean, if we didn't approach strangers, then Vent would have never met me, and we would have never met Unga, and then our tale would not have led to you.
And we'd all be dead. We would have never gotten out of that other ancient temple.
I just sort of like-
maybe when we need it most, that Carnelian will come back to help us.
Prudence just sort of like quietly fumes, like there is no getting through to these guys. And then she finally just like crosses her arms and says, magic has power. And power is something we do not have. Be careful when dealing with things you do not understand. Scrying is something even I cannot do.
That is good advice.
Sheldon nudges me behind the knee with one of his big claws, and I look at him and he blows his bubbles at me. And if she's a simple stone cutter, how is she going to use magic?
Well, she did say, can she use this to scry on us? So she must either have the capacity and is more than what our dear sister is saying, or know someone who has such capacity.
She was lying about something. I could tell. Did none of you pick up on it?
Yeah, she said that she had freckles, and they weren't freckles. That was definitely just a birthmark.
She could have been lying about any number of things. My point is, for your knowledge, she was a simple craftsman. There was no need to invite her on our quest. But she was lying, so you gave her power. Potentially a lot of it. Be careful.
Are you sure? You're not one of those girls that just doesn't like other girls around.
No. Oh, Prudence is livid at this point. She literally, she's like...
There's spell casting about to happen.
Now
she starts to say something, stops, and then just, clenches her fists, and when she does, mold earth happens to just, come up over his feet, and then she walks off.
What, Sheldon? I don't know. I didn't know that would make her so angry.
In the direction of where the Dragonborn were standing, or in the opposite direction?
I am stalking towards Myth. I'm going the direction Myth was.
So the opposite direction. Yeah, she's definitely going that way. Okay.
Yes, I'm following her, hopefully covertly.
I'm going to put you on pause for a second there.
Okay.
The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is make a stealth check if you want to pre-roll that, but I'm going to put a pin in that. What are the rest of you doing right now?
I'm looking around for the Dragonborn.
Okay.
I'm sort of... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So I'm going to need you to make me a survival roll.
It's a 15.
Okay. You find their tracks in the sand. You can definitely tell where they went if you really want to.
Yes, I do want to.
So, your bird says that those creatures were the wrong color. Dragonborn come in yellow?
I don't know. I thought we were just looking for a lizard man, but now I'm thinking that it wasn't a lizard man, that it was actually a Dragonborn. And now that I think about it, I think I've heard lizardmen like the swamps. Swamps are wet, and this place is not.
But dragons aren't yellow.
Have you seen them all?
There's gold dragons.
But is gold
yellow?
But is gold yellow?
Yeah. Sorta. It's like shiny yellow.
Well,
Hazel is starting to sober up a little bit and is continuing to whistle this little tune.
Could you ask the bird if he means gold instead of yellow?
How long does Speak with Animals last?
Oh, it's gone.
Forever.
It's got to be gone. Yeah. Forever.
All right, just curious.
I would think it was gone by now. I think it lasts a long time. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
It doesn't last that long. It's only 10 minutes.
Is it like a 10-minute spell? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, yeah, no, it's definitely not still in effect. I mean, you could cast it again, but...
Yeah, so it is not. So me and Twizzle cannot talk to each other right now. But yeah, I want to start wandering off in the way where the tracks went.
Okay, that's the opposite direction of where Myth went. So I'm going to take a pause. I'm going to swing back over to Prudence. You do manage to catch up with her, not far off.
Okay. I'm staying hidden, though, because I'm spying on her, basically. I got a 14 for my stealth.
Yes, good. Okay, she doesn't appear to notice you, and she just sort of swaggers on down the alley. And then there's the smell, the acrid smell of sulfur for a moment, and she kind of turns her head, and then there's an imp perched on one of the glass lamp posts, and she looks up, and she's like, okay, I did what you asked, pay me. And the imp is like, not yet, it's not done yet. And she just shakes her head and she's like, "You're going to keep me on this string forever, aren't you?" And he's like, "I'm not keeping you on any string. The string goes all the way to the bottom and you know it." And she just kind of huffs and looks away for a moment before she lenses back up and she's like, "Well, I'll still be on this. I have a way to get in touch with them again if that's really necessary. But if you ask me, they seemed like buffoons."
They saw through our intricate plan of being idiots.
So, Prudence,
Oh, I'm just watching this interaction take place and waiting for that imp to vanish or for her to go somewhere.
all right, so they talk a little bit more. They shoot the breeze a little bit more. The imp proceeds to give her a couple of coins, and then she keeps going. She is actually staying at the, I believe it was the Hearth Hall. Hold on, I have this written down somewhere. It's the other inn in Leicester, the one that you guys aren't staying at. It's the Hearth's home. There we go.
Okay. All right. So, does she go in?
She does. She goes in. You see her exchange some coins with the innkeeper. You know, they talk a little bit. She goes up the stairs. That's more or less the end of it.
Okay. I fly off to catch up with my brothers again.
All right. So you guys meet up again just in time for Unga to get to the end of the tracking that he's doing. And it is, you find the tracks of the Dragonborn ending at this, like, it seems like a manhole cover, but, like, you didn't know there were sewers here until just now. It's like this big metal grate over a hole in the ground.
In the desert?
Is it great or is it just kind of good?
In that
Oh
case,
my gosh.
it's terrible. Terrible. That's what it is.
It is great and terrible.
So I'll test it to see if it's something that can be opened.
You know, it does shift a little bit, but it's going to take a strength check to open the thing.
All right, I will. Athletics?
Yeah, athletics. If anybody wants to help, you can give him advantage.
I will beseech Sheldon to give me a hand.
Sheldon will absolutely help you.
Lend a claw.
That will be a 21 with the advantage.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you easily managed to like lift this thing up and like slide it over, and you managed to do it quietly, in fact. And underneath this like manhole cover, and it's large, right? It's like 2 by 2 there instead of like just one square. There's a spiral staircase that like plunges down into the earth.
Oh, it's a staircase, not a ladder.
It's pretty steep. But it is a staircase, and there are like little glass mosaic bits on every step on the way down.
Like, do they make images, or they like...
Images of sunrise and sunset, respectively, and they alternate. And you can tell because one of these depictions has like orange and violet colors, and the other one is like pinks and lighter purples.
I give Sheldon the sign. I'm like... And that's the sign for him to check things out with his blind sight.
All right. So, like, how far out does his blind sight extend?
30 feet.
Okay. So, he just kind of, like, lifts a claw and then goes like this, and that's, like, the sign for all clear as far as he can see.
Okay, then I will go down first.
Well, you go down farther than 30 feet. Like, this, it's a long staircase.
Okay.
But you go down about 70 feet before you reach the hallway here, and it's, like, this big, long, like, archway here, and things are pretty quiet at the bottom. Is anybody else following?
Oh, yes.
Follow, before going down, I would be happy that Prudence had caught up with us and apologized to her a bit, and say like, yeah, no, you're right. I should be more careful, but I've just followed my instincts and it got me this far, and I just really felt like it was important that I do, I give her that stone. Are you okay? Where did you go? I was worried.
We will discuss it later.
All right.
And I sort of squeeze his hand and say, "You are so earnest. Keep that."
All right. I'll take that as a compliment.
You guys are giving me feelings. They come back. All right. So one thing that you notice as you get to the bottom of the staircase into this rounded hall, it's about 70 feet down, and there's a doorway at the bottom that's like kind of round and like depicts like the circular dragon with a wide maw, right? But the floor of this hallway is covered in broken glass.
Careful.
Um,
So it's like some kind of dragon cult? All the Dragonborn guys went down to this dragon maw?
So is the door the only way to go?
Yeah, there's nothing else down here. It's just a straight shot to the door.
Is there any particular kind of dragon depicted in this dragon doorway?
Well, it is shades of yellow and gold.
Oh, okay. I mean, can you tell by like the horns or, anything like what,
Well,
Oh, where is it, a gold?
yeah, I mean, like it looks like it should be a gold dragon, but like
It looks sinister.
It does a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Be wary.
I have a question. Is glass bending a thing? Like, can I move glass with mold earth?
I mean, it was sand at one point. You
That's
know
what I'm
what?
asking.
Okay, so what is your casting stat?
Wisdom.
Give me a wisdom check, and we'll see if it works.
Okay, I think I just click the wisdom. 7.
I mean, not right now. It doesn't. Like, you don't know that it won't work ever, but it's not
the
working right this
D&D dice.
second.
Okay.
Great.
Is it small bits of glass?
Give me just.
So, not bending a path for us.
I mean, like it's just broken glass along the bottom. It's not even difficult terrain. It just crunches under your boots. None of you are barefoot, so it shouldn't really matter.
Okay.
I just was curious, because I can create a light breeze. I don't know if if a latent breeze is enough to kind of push things out of the way.
It's too bad. I got a mess kit. It's too bad I don't have a clean kit. I could probably have like a broom to clean this up or something.
I will go.
Breeze
Ta-dun.
breeze is enough to clear you a slight path through the center, but the second that like you disturb the glass, it all starts to rise. And it's like shaking in the air for a minute before it starts assembling in a tube and then a longer tube, and then you find yourself.
Hey, what are you doing?
Like,
You're just supposed to clear
staring
path.
down the body of like a long mosaic snake.
Did you just do that, Sim?
No.
Can
that
you
was
undo
not-
that? Suck the wind back.
Yeah, put the wind back.
I think we all know how we must disassemble this. And
Roll
can I
initiative.
produce flame and throw a fire at it?
You absolutely can. I will let you do that as a surprise round, and then we'll roll initiative after.
Yay. Okay.
This work is so nice. And I'll get out tail.
Oh my gosh. That's how this night is going now. Natural 1.
Oh, okay. So like you throw fire and the flames break over the head of the snake and like move down the glass body, and it does absolute nothing.
It
All right.
molds
Fantastic.
the glass together better.
So I have
Oh, yeah.
30-20 for Unga and Sheldon.
Yep, 30-20.
All right, cool.
I'll put
Vent.
10.
Cool. And
11.
Galason.
11.
I don't know why my stupid brain couldn't remember how to spell your name for a second there. Prudence. Okay. So Galason and Prudence both got an 11. Which of you has the higher dex, or do you want to talk it out and figure out which one of you wants to go first?
I have a +3.
I have a +2.
Okay, so Galason goes first. In that case, Unga and Sheldon, you are up.
All right. I guess Sheldon will kind of circle off to the side and just use the help action. Is that right, Doug? Can they just do that all the time?
I don't know.
Usually remember this stuff better than I do. I don't remember.
If only there was a channel of expert
I know.
player advice.
I don't know if I'm an expert.
Some people we could turn to.
I don't know if I'm an
all the
expert
rules.
Beastmaster Ranger.
I'm
Though.
not just messing with you. I'll look it up while you're messing around there.
Well, that's a 17 to hit anyway. So does a 17
Yeah,
hit?
it can. Yep, you can
Well,
use
17
it.
absolutely hits.
Okay, I thought so.
Where you use your action to command it to attack, dash, disengage, or help.
All right. So I will just swing my great axe, and Sheldon will look menacingly at it.
There you go.
12 points of damage.
He's helping.
All right, cool. And so then the snake, which you hit it and like little cracks splinter over some of the glass that's on the outside, but it like morphs inside and like unwounded glass kind of starts shifting to the front, and it like opens its entire head, right? Like the mouth of this thing like opens to the point that it could like flatten against a wall if it wanted to. It's like just opens its whole head and like shrieks at you with like the resonating sound of all of this glass together, and I'm going to need all of you to give me wisdom saves.
That sounds unpleasant.
Wisdom saves. That's not fun.
Theoretically good at these.
Wisdom save.
All
All right.
I've got a 6.
I'll see your 6 and lower you to 5.
16 for Gleason.
Dirty 20.
Okay, so that means Unga and Bent are going to take full damage. Galeason and Prudence will only take half.
Okay.
So that's wow, that was stupid. That's gonna be 3 for Galeason and Prudence, and then Bent and Unga take 6.
Okay.
That was really lame. Okay, and then it's Galeason's turn.
All right, I'm gonna back up so that I am not close to Prudence. So I got a good 10-foot swath, and then I will cover the area in magical darkness.
Okay.
If it matters, I'm using sorcery points.
Okay. How far out does this magical darkness go?
It's as per the spell, so what is that, a 10-foot radius or 15-foot radius?
Okay. So you do like 15 feet like north and south of you in this hallway, just flood the entire hallway with darkness. So you've got like the snake's head and then all of you encompassed right now. Nobody can see anything unless you can see some other way.
I can see through it.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you cast it, so I would assume that you could. Prudence.
Okay. I guess I'm going to try to fly up and smack it with my staff.
Okay. A+. So I believe if you do you have the thing that lets you see in darkness? I think that's a thing that tieflings might. Okay, so no. In that case, I believe you're attacking at disadvantage because you're blinded right now.
Yeah.
No, I moved so that he wouldn't, she wouldn't.
Oh, okay. So you like moved down the hall so that Prudence wouldn't be in the scope of your darkness.
Yes.
Okay, well that changes things a little bit. So I believe that
so maybe I
Bent
misunderstood.
so Bent and Unga are still like next to Prudence then, in which case they wouldn't be in the darkness either. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
none of them should be covered by the darkness.
Oh,
All right, I misunderstood. In that case, Prudence, go ahead and make your attack roll normally.
Okay.
No, it is just so that no one can see me and.
Oh yeah, no. So you'll have advantage, but nobody else will be attacking at disadvantage. That's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Clever,
I got an
Gleason.
18.
Oh, you hella hit.
Okay. So I will roll that. 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So when you hit with that bludgeoning damage, the crack is much louder than you expect it to be.
Okay. And then can I use my bonus action to make an unarmed strike to like do a flip kick on it?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
All
You're
right.
a monk, right?
Cool. Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, absolutely.
Forgot.
Ooh, natural 19 plus 4, that's 23.
Okay, you hit. Is this also bludgeoning damage?
Yes.
Okay,
Ooh,
Go on.
6.
all right. And again, like it just hits way harder than you expect it to. Like that sound. It's just that sound of shattering glass.
Mhm.
And then like you can see the splinters going out much farther than like the first attack that you saw land on this thing did.
Okay.
And with that, Vent is up.
I am going to heft tail in my hand, which is my maul, and walk up to this thing. And when I'm up next to it, then I'm going to rage, not because I'm furious. I'm mad that all these beautiful glass things keep attacking us and we have to smash them. But when I do, it also causes a aura of fiery rage, so that this creature is going to take 2 fire damage when I rage from my storm aura. And then I'm going to swing tail in a big sweeping motion like my brass dragon parent taught me. And that is, let's see, 15 plus, I think, 5 or something maybe? Yep, so
yeah, that definitely
dirty 20.
hits.
And that
Definitely hits. Is that bludgeoning?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is, let's see, 16.
Oh, hold on. I need a calculator.
Okay. If it's vulnerable, it's 32.
Oh, thank you.
Stop making me smash all these beautiful sculptures.
All right,
Can't you people just make things that are animated and don't attack?
Unga, you're up again.
Damn it.
All right, I will just take another swipe of my great axe.
Okay.
That's not good. That's a 12.
That does not hit. All right, do you have anything else, or is that turn?
That's my turn. Yeah, that's it. Sorry.
All right, so the snake like rears up, and you know how they can like put like a third of their body up? Like it doesn't have enough room to do that completely. So it's like kind of hunched over a little bit, and like the glass out like a cobra's fan, and it's going to dart in for Prudence and just try to sink fangs into you. And those things are like made of other pieces of jagged glass, and a 10's probably not gonna hit you.
Nope.
Okay, it misses. It like the teeth close, and you like manage to get out of the way just in time for it to close on empty air, and then it is Glacen's turn.
Right, I am going to blast it with 3 jets of fire that it sees, coming out of the darkness, and it's gonna. I imagine they're all gonna hit.
Oh,
so the lowest is a dirty 20.
Oh yeah, you hit all 3 times.
Wow.
That is going to be 24 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Man.
At this point, there are like splinters all throughout the body of this thing. It is not looking great. Prudence, you are up.
Okay, I will whack it again with my staff because that seemed to work pretty well the first time.
Oh, it really did.
Yes. And I can just click on my +4 with my staff, and it rolls it. So that's an 18 to hit.
It hits.
Okay. So then I'm going to roll damage. Ooh, 8 plus 2, 10.
All right, that would have been exactly enough if this thing weren't vulnerable to bludgeoning, but you have overkilled it. So like you hit this thing, and it's like there's a moment where where you hit splinters, and then it just like rolls down the rest of it. Like have you ever seen a window shatter, like particularly a car window, where it just shatters and doesn't break immediately? So the entire body just like, like the breaking points, and you like see the splintering cracks all the way down it, and then it just disintegrates into dust. leaving
Nice.
the floor once again covered in broken glass, but it's broken glass that is much more powdered than it was
Don't
previously.
let it get in your eyes. Be careful. Glass dust is very painful in the eyes. I know.
Do you
He's
speak
not
from
wrong.
experience?
Yes. My gosh. Oh my god, I've broken so many glass things.
In your eyes.
Yeah, the dust, when you're crushing it and you're working with raw glass and everything and it shatters. Yeah, it happens.
Oh
I mean,
my.
it wasn't fine, but yeah. Just be careful.
I will try to keep
Preach
it out of my
nice.
eyes, brother.
Yeah.
Noted.
So, how loud was that?
Oh, it was very loud. Like, there was no way that you guys were going to have that combat and it was going to be quiet. Because when the snake opened its mouth and shrieked at you with that resonance, it filled the entire tunnel. And that was more like an alarm than it was like anything else.
Yeah.
In that case, I will rush to the door and fling it open.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you rush to the door. You fling it open. There are 4 very startled dragonborn inside. There's like a cell along the back wall. This small air genocide girl just kind of like clutching the bars and looking out at you like, what the heck is happening right now? And they're like, one of them has a crossbow aimed at the door already. Can you make a dex saving throw for me?
That's a good question. Is one of them yellow?
Yes.
That is
Yeah, one of them is a golden dragonborn.
That is a 16.
Okay, that is exactly enough that you need to get out of the way of the quarrel as it like shoots past you and into the hall beyond, harmlessly clattering against the dusty floor.
I point at the yellow one. You! And bonus action, Hunter's Mark.
Oh.
Or whenever
All
it's my
right.
turn.
I mean, like, we'll go with
Yeah,
it
it
for
feels
the
like it's just
time
rolling
being.
right through.
Do you guys want to just, like, since we're rolling right from one combat to the other, do you want to keep the initiative you're already in, or would you rather re-roll?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I think keeping it the same is easier.
Okay, cool. Oh, one of the Dragonborn also got 11.
Of course.
But I remember what you guys said for your things, so...
I have a 3 and Prudence has a 2.
I had a 10. Yeah, 10.
Okay, so I said blue, green, and what was the other one?
Black?
That was black, thank you. Good. Okay, so Unga and Sheldon just went. The guy that you just hunters marked is going to, like, say something in Draconic to the others, which I believe Bent would understand. Does anybody else speak Draconic?
Do I speak Draconic?
Nope.
I do. No, I don't. I speak Common and Primordial.
How do you not speak Draconic?
I don't
You
know.
were raised by a dragon.
Poor planning. I think I just picked that, early on.
All right, so
You
he
never
says
spoke
something-
Draconic.
says something
Maybe
in
he spoke
Draconic that
Primordial.
none of the rest of you understand. And then proceeds to, like, open his maw, and it starts sparking. And I believe I'm going to need dex throws is what it is. Let me pull up a reference for this. I
This
should
is
have had that ready before we started. I apologize.
This is that gold feller?
Yes.
Okay. And
Here
he's
we go.
breathing- He's breathing electricity.
Let me see. Yes. Gold is fire, and that is indeed a dex save.
All right, I got a 13.
Got a 12.
Is it only for people in the room, or does that go down the hallway as well?
No, it's just for people in the room.
Oh, what about Sheldon?
Let's see. Sheldon is going.
Better not boil that crab. There's gonna
He's
be,
gonna boil our crab.
there's gonna be shell to pay.
Oh, that's a 2 on the die. That's not gonna be good.
Oh no!
So Sheldon is going to take 9 fire damage. The rest of you will take 4.
Oh,
And then Galason is up.
All right, so how much?
did I get to go?
Oh,
What?
no, Vent is had
Oh,
a
I'm
10
last.
on his,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, my bad.
So how much can I see from in the hallway?
So you see a lot of flickering fire in front of you.
All right. Next time I'll remember to cast the darkness on an object as opposed to, on the hallway. I will move in, and I guess I will.
Why don't you just cast it on yourself?
I thought that's what you said you did.
Yeah, that's what I thought he said too.
I mean, like, if that's what you did, that's what you did. You can bring it with you if you want to. I'm not going to stop you.
Okay, great, thank you.
I honestly thought that's what you'd said when you did it.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds right to me.
I said I cast darkness, and it fills the hallway. So I will head up to the doorway, and I will go ahead and blast a ray of frost at the first dragonborn that I see.
Okay.
Not a crit, so it's a dirty 20.
Oh, that hits.
That is going to be 8 cold damage, and his speed is reduced by 10. And I will back as far away as I can.
Nice.
And then Prudence is up.
Okay, so I would like to reach into my component pouch, and I pull out these little spores, and just, and they turn into these flickering lights that, and they got to make dex saves.
Is that fairy fire?
Yeah. Yay!
Okay, so I've got a 9, a 7, an 11, and a 2.
None of those make it. So
Okay.
all of them fail. And then for my bonus action, 2 of the spores will whoosh off and go into Sheldon. And that is my Balm of the Summer Court.
Ooh.
So I would like to heal Sheldon as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to, I guess, roll 2d6. And is it just the d6s, I guess?
I think it is.
And it also gets 1 temporary hit point per die spent. So he gets 6 back and an additional 2 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Nice.
Shelly.
Sheldon's ready to tank him.
All right, so the blue dragonborn is going to move away from the table they were sitting at and move back toward the cage where the air genocide is. And he's going to start messing with the lock, and that's going to be his action. So Vent, you're up.
Okay. Where is the green and the black one? And so I'm kind of picturing we threw the door open and the gold one was right there and just breathed on us,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Where are the other ones?
the green and black are just behind him. So imagine that you've got golden dragonborn, and then you've got blue and black and green behind him on either side, but slightly about 10 feet back behind the table.
So I'm pretty angry at these kidnappers, and especially that a gold dragonborn would be with these. And I will let them know as I stride over to them, tail in hand. I'll bonus action use my aura to do 2 fire damage to everything in a 10-foot area. So I probably won't do anything to the gold dragonborn. And then for my action, and I'm looking at the gold dragonborn, it says I expected as much from this blue dragonborn or this black dragonborn. I'll swing my maul at him, and that's a 18 to hit.
Okay,
Does
you
that
hit.
Okay,
It
and
hits.
that is 13 bludgeoning damage, and and this black one. But what is a gold dragonborn doing, kidnapping a little kid? Seriously? And that's my turn. Just right up in his face,
He actually looks mildly abashed at your tongue lashing there. So the green guy, he's gonna draw a whip and kind of lash out. And
Sure.
he's lashing out at Unga because Unga is pretty close there. But he's got absolutely no aim, and it just kind of glances off to the side. And then the black dragonborn is going to upturn the table and kind of use it for cover, but that's his action. So Unga and Sheldon are up next.
All right, we're gonna charge that yellow dragonborn. We don't like that guy.
All right. So meanwhile, Tweezle is going to like kind of take the air and start pecking at him. So you've got advantage to hit this guy. You already had it because you cast Hunter's Mark, though, didn't you?
Well, we had it from the fairy fire, so that's
Okay.
That's
right. That's the thing that happened to all these guys. But he is trying to peck him, so that's the thing that you can be amused about at least.
So that's a 18 to hit.
All right, you hit.
And that is going to be 13 plus 1, so 14 points of slashing damage.
Okay. All right, so you get up to this guy, you slash him good. What are you aiming for when you do this?
His face.
Okay, so you like pretty much split this guy's maw wide open. Like you hit him harder than you thought you were going to hit him because he goes down and he is just gone.
Oh. Bonus action, move my... Who was messing with the cage? The blue one?
The blue one.
I'll move my Hunter's Mark to him. You're next!
All right, Galason.
Well, I mean, we're kind of making short work of these guys, so, I don't necessarily have the planning to make sure we take one of them alive, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to do another blast at whoever the closest target is.
That would be the green one.
So I'm going to cast Chill Touch. Oh man, 3 dice and it's still crap. It's only a 15.
Okay, that still hits.
Oh, excellent. That is going to be, wow, a single point of damage. What the flip? A single point of necrotic damage.
That happens sometimes. All right, Prudence.
That's necrotic damage, so it's creepy.
How far is the blue one who's messing with the cage away from me?
30 feet.
Okay, I can easily fly to him then with my speed of 40 feet.
You can.
And I would like to try to knock him out. That's my goal here. I'm not trying to kill him.
Okay,
I just
so
want to
you're
knock
going
him out.
non-lethal. Okay.
Yes. With my staff first. So let's whack him over the head. There's one. Natural 20. Ooh.
All right.
Ooh.
+4, so that's a 24.
Yeah, you hella hit. Or that's 24 damage.
No, that's 24 to hit.
That's 24. Yeah, no, you hit. You really
Okay.
hit. Like a lot.
So that.
Is blue paste.
Okay, so that's 7 plus
Non-lethally blue
9.
paste.
Yeah.
This. I need to roll another d8. Where is that one? Hold on. There we go. Roll it. 9 plus 8 is 17, so 17 damage.
Okay. So like you crack this guy for 17 damage and he like ducks his head and like starts like kind of swatting at you, but like the way that you swatted a spider when you just realize one is on you, like you're not really trying to hurt it, you're just like, no, get off of me.
Mm-hmm.
So he like then it's his turn. He throws the cell door open. He's gonna like reach in, grab the girl, and start moving for the door. He's moving at half speed because he's carrying a child that is fighting him every step of the way. And then Vent is up.
Do I get to do my bonus action on arm strike?
Yeah, he moved out of your Oh yeah, no, I didn't realize that you weren't finished. And you're also gonna get an attack of opportunity because he moved out of striking range of you. So like, go ahead and roll both.
Cool. I'll roll both of those then. So that is a 9 plus 4 is 13, and the second one is a 19 plus 4, which is 23.
Okay, so the second one hits.
Okay, so I will roll the damage for that. 7 plus 2, 9.
Okay, so yeah, you knock him out, and the genocide girl that he's carrying kind of like extricates herself and like moves way out of the way. Bent, you're up.
So the gold one went down, the blue one's down.
The blue one is unconscious. There is green and black. The green one is still standing strong. The black one is kind of like crouched behind the table.
Yeah. The green one's still right in front of me, so I'm just gonna bonus action burn him for 2 fire and take a swing tail. And he's still got, oh, not my miss. Wow, double sixes. So yeah, unless his armor class is 11, that's a miss.
It is not. All right, so
I'm so
I
mad
am.
at these kidnappers.
All right, Prudence is behind these guys. Gleason, where are you standing in the room?
I am outside the door, and I kind of
Okay.
like move up every once in a while and use some magic-y goodness.
So you're still good. Unga, I believe you are in range. I'm going to need con saves then from Vent and Unga.
Sure.
And Sheldon.
Better not hurt a single
So
piece of shell.
I got a natural 20, giving me a 23.
Okay.
And
What kind of
Shel-
save? Con?
Con.
19.
Oh,
Okay, so
Sheldon also got a natural 20. The
Nice.
curse of the Medusa.
so in that case, you guys only take 5 acid damage, and so the black dragonborn that's kind of cowering behind the table there is gonna like move out from under it and try and run out the door where Galason is. So it's in order to do this, he's going to pass Vent, he's going to pass Unga, he's going to pass Galason. All of you get attacks of opportunity on this guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to clothesline him with my maul.
Does he go by Sheldon?
Yes, that as well.
All right, I will.
Does he
roll-
go by Sheldon? What's the order that he goes by, people?
Okay, so Vent first, because you were
Okay.
attacking the guy that he was
So that-
standing next to.
That's a dirty 20, which will be 14 bludgeoning.
All right. All right, so Unga and Sheldon next.
Sheldon misses with a natural 1.
Oh, Sheldon.
Sheldon.
Someday he'll get there.
He's
He's still
trying.
mad at
He's
the bird.
doing his
Yes.
best.
Yeah, and I get a 19.
He's just a crab
You hit.
thrust into a world of magic and
And
mystery.
that's only going to be 6.
Okay. At that point, he's looking really bad. Galason, do you think you
I
can
got a
finish
20.
this guy off?
I got a 21 to hit, 5
You
damage.
hit? All right, that's enough. Like,
What
he
did you hit him
goes
with?
down.
The rod.
What's that?
With my rod.
You're
So
really
he's,
just.
at this point, he's already bleeding from several places.
Nice,
Like,
nice.
you smack him real good, and he just hits the ground, and then it's
Way to
Unga and
go,
Sheldon's
Sam.
turn. Green guy is still looking fairly solid.
Oh yeah. Whose turn is it? Is it?
Unga.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. And the black one was the one that was behind the table, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he ran, and you guys got your attacks of opportunity, and he is very down now.
Where is the table in regards to the green one?
It's like next to him. He's not cowering behind it or anything, but it is on its side. There are like cards littering the ground, a couple of broken glasses.
All right, I will move my hunter's mark to him,
Okay.
and I want to run at the table and like drop kick the table at him.
Okay.
Nice.
I have no idea how to rule that, but we'll roll with that anyway. So
You want to attack,
Yeah.
athletics?
okay. Yeah, give me an athletics check.
All right, that is not great. That's an 8.
Okay. I'm still gonna let you hit him with it because you have advantage on your attack roll. So like, go ahead and roll your attack roll and like just give me like
All right.
I guess like 2d4 of damage with the table since you're kicking it. I don't know. That seems right to me.
All right. So if if it's for an attack roll, just using my strength would be a 17. And you
Okay.
said 2d4.
That hits. Yeah. Plus your strength modifier.
All right, and one of these. So
Because it's a whole table, you know? Like,
that's 11 points.
okay. So, like, he's hitting the shins by this table and kind of stumbles back a little bit. And he's, like, looking at you like he really didn't expect you to do that. And, like, his eyes are entirely on Unga right now. So, Galason, you're up. He's not paying any bit of attention to you.
Who kicks a table at somebody? Honestly,
Yes.
come on, man.
That's
That
it.
is a natural 20 for a Ray of Frost.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. A crit
So
on a
that is going-
spell attack.
7 points of cold damage.
Okay.
And if he tries to move, his speed is reduced.
All right. Yeah, he's not gonna try to move. His shins are all bruised from being hit with a table for some reason. Prudence, you are up. This guy is not looking great. Finish him off.
Actually, I think I want to position myself between the little girl and him
Okay.
and try to comfort her and say, "We are here to help you, and we brought your pet bird."
All right. She's gonna like kind of like hug your sleeve a little bit in that case.
I'm gonna keep the down guy in the darkness where I knocked him out.
Yes.
Oh, what do you?
Vent. This guy is not looking great. You want to
Yeah,
finish
I'm just
him
gonna
off?
like. I'm picturing him just sort of like, slowly trying. He's like trying to get away. I'm just gonna be like, come on, just give up, man. Come on.
Give me an intimidation roll with advantage.
That is a natural 20 plus nothing, so natural 20.
Okay, so he's gonna put his claws up.
Yeah.
He's just like, fine,
Yeah.
fine, I'm
I'm
done.
still gonna. I don't want to waste my time. I'm still gonna burn him for 2.
Okay, that's enough to knock him out if
Oh,
you're
is
burning
it?
him non-lethally.
I was trying to melt the frost. Okay.
No, he's knocked out.
Yeah.
Like he was legitimately like 23 for 25.
I'm like, I'm
there.
sorry. Okay.
Kinda like wilt. All right, so the girl, she sort of like clutches Prudence's sleeve and she looks up and she's like, "So this is done. Can I go home now?"
You can absolutely go home. And you can thank him, and I like kneel down and point at Unga for rescuing your pet bird and bringing him to you.
So she's gonna like run across the room and like hug Unga's leg, and then Tweezle like kind of flutters down and like just starts snuggling like the side of the girl's head and seems very happy to be reunited with his person.
Sheldon's gonna get real emotional, but he's gonna try and hide it. It's
Oh,
like
I love
it's almost
that.
like he lives inside of a shell and he tries to keep everything out.
Someday.
Yeah, I always forget the bird's name.
Tweezle.
Tweezle has missed you a lot.
Really? He never says anything to me, but it's okay because I love him to pieces. I give him pieces of like cake and stuff sometimes. I'm not supposed to do that though. I'm Letha. What can I call you?
I'm Unga. That's Sheldon. That's my brother Vint, and that's my brother Gazelin. I always forget your name, Ted.
Galason.
And this is my sister Prudence.
Oh, you're all brothers and sisters?
Yeah, can't you see? Tell?
You sure don't look anything alike.
Well, we all had the same dad. And
I don't have one of those.
No, why did they take you?
Well, they were making these monsters and they needed somebody to cool the glass down. And I'm real good at making the air currents do what I want, so they were having me help them with that.
They were making the glass monsters.
So what do you mean you don't have a father?
I mean, I don't have one of those. I have a mama. She's out there somewhere in the city. She's not here.
Do you have a birthmark like this? And I show her my cheek.
No.
Just checking. Then I look at Prudence and I'm waiting to be yelled at.
Nope, I'm not yelling at you, just kind of like looking proudly.
Because there's been rumors of people with those, and I like look at Prudence like,
Well, no, but I do work with some glass blowers, and I'm sure they'd be willing to do you a favor for maybe getting me back home from here, because I don't actually know where I am.
I'll scoop her up and put her on Sheldon's back. We'll find your home and bring you to your mama. Vent is an excellent glass blower. He's actually the best one I know.
She laughs really hard, and she just looks delighted at having been put on this giant crab. Like, just imagine any 8-year-old you know having been put on a giant crab, and that's about what you're looking at right now.
It's like a pony of the sea.
So, was there other, like when they were going to try to escape, was there another exit to this room?
No, it was just the one you came through.
Oh,
like
they
they
were
were just
trying
trying to
to
get through there.
get past
Yeah,
that,
that's why he tried to charge past Galatian. If there were a room in the back, do you think he would have done that?
Okay, I was just making sure.
Was there anything else in the room?
So there's the table, there's the cage in the back, there's a chest toward the eastern wall, but it's pretty well locked.
But while they look at the chest, I want to gather up all the cards.
Okay, you've got a full deck here.
Yes.
I would like to tie up the 2 that are not dead.
Okay.
That's right.
And I also make sure to tie a rope around the maw so they don't, breathe
Mhm.
terrible things at us.
Smart idea.
Mm-hmm.
How long is all of that other stuff taken that they're doing, like the cards and the tying up and all that?
Okay, so that's gonna be like, I mean, it's probably gonna take about 10 minutes for all
Oh.
of that.
Okay.
Like, it's not involved work.
Sure. I'm just gonna keep the girl busy so she doesn't have to look at corpses and stuff, and I'll actually take out my glass blowers tools and I'll use my produce flame to actually heat up a little piece of glass in my hand so that it's molten and just roll it
So,
around.
As you're doing that, she's gonna help with some air currents and help you shape it and stuff. So what is it you're trying to make here?
Let's see. I don't know, maybe some kind of, I know primordial, so maybe a sort of a really basic rune for the plane of air, that just means that.
And she's delighted by this. She's very happy. Galatian, how are you getting that lock open?
Well, I honestly thought that, some of my brothers might be willing to give me a hand here. I've got some magic, and I've got nimble fingers, but I don't have tools. So as everyone seems to be, kind of getting into their own things, oh, dear siblings, there is a chest here, and, one should not profit from evil.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
true.
I guess I can help you with that, brother.
Give me a strength check.
I have thieves' tools.
Oh, I did not expect
Okay.
that.
Although,
Alright.
in all fairness, my check to open it with thieves' tools or with athletics might be the same.
Well, I mean, do what you're gonna do. I'm impressed either
You want to
way.
do it the easy way or the hard way?
Yeah, so at first I'll just try and see if I can't rend the lock off. That's a 15.
That's enough to get it. It's not a very sophisticated lock, and once you open it, you kind of see why. Because there's glass blowers tools in this box. There's about 12 gold pieces, 13 silver, and then 50 copper in here, in a satchel. And then you've got a book that's all schematics for the glass creatures that these guys were making, and it's got lists of reagents and what it takes to animate these things, and there's definitely magical components involved, it's a whole process.
Yeah, that most of that goes right over my head, and I'm like, this is the worst bad guys ever. And start picking out the coins.
Were these the people that were making these?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So they weren't part of some bigger cult of glass monster making.
Oh no, it was just these guys. One of them got out a couple days ago, and they tried to chase it, but it didn't really work out so good. I heard them yelling about how it got out of the city. They didn't think that I understood what they were saying, but I speak dragon.
I bet you these guys hired those street toughs.
What?
The earth elementals. We heard that they were doing something. They were chasing the big glass beetle. So maybe they just hired them to take care of it without being involved.
Oh, probably. I mean, you can pay them to do just about anything. My mom paid them to move some furniture once.
They'd be really good at that.
They were really good at that.
I've heard you can pay earth elementals to do pretty much anything.
Yeah, they're the lowest of the elementals. Their plane is just it's just earth. I mean, come on, right? We got air, fire, the water plane. That's pretty cool. I mean, earth is Wow.
That makes sense because they're made of rocks and you walk on rocks. I don't think that makes them worse than we are, but I mean they are like actually kind of lower than where
Right.
the air is. Huh.
So, Vent, these look like the tools you use. Are
They
you
do,
gonna,
but
Are you gonna make monsters?
I wouldn't think to defile glass in such a way. Glass is a beautiful thing. It's like refined fire and air coming together to make these,
I'm not gonna
Thanks,
lie, brothers. That snake was pretty cool.
I bet you could make
It was
nice
totally.
animals.
What
You
if we were
could.
to make a guardian for our new friend here?
She looks absolutely excited at the idea of that being a thing.
Can you make a glass crab?
I could try. Do those tools look nicer than mine? I mean, I just like
A little bit, yeah. I mean, like they're definitely sturdier.
Well, I mean, I am the smartest one in the group, and I'll like thumb through the book, and like I probably know a little bit, but I'm definitely gonna look like I really know. It's like, oh, okay, yes,
So
I think it's
You'll-
possible.
you'll need to hire a couple of people to help you with the magical elements of this,
Sure.
but there's no reason why you couldn't. Like, just follow the instructions and do the thing.
Is it practical magic or because I've got arcane magic, or is it more like more of the book wizardry that you would need?
It is somewhat akin to golem smithing.
Okay.
Brother, I would be ecstatic to work on this with you, and I know that your magic would be more than enough for the task.
Yeah, you could probably help out with that. Like, you and Prudence working together could definitely figure out the magical components of this.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Can I search the people, including the dead ones, just get everything of worth and make sure that there's no like hidden knives or anything on these guys that we're taking somewhere, probably to the guard, I presume.
So, like, between the 4 of them, there's like a total of 15 gold pieces. They definitely have some hidden knives on their persons. One of them has like a list of coded words that they use with one another that they just have written down there, and then a note at the bottom that says burn this after you're done reading it, which clearly they did not do.
That's fun.
I will give the notes to Unga since he's from the streets and may be able to make sense of this.
So like there's like a couple graffiti marks on there as well that you can just like look at in the city and know that like this is a safe house, this is somewhere that they will give you a handout, like that sort of thing.
Okay. Dear brother, here, perhaps you might make use of these.
So I grab the papers from him and I'm looking at them upside down.
Oh god.
And I confer with Sheldon. He fixes them. I don't have thieves' cant or anything like that. I'm just
Okay.
That's still a secret code.
Yeah. Well,
And then-
I'm impressed that Prudence trusted with me, so I fold them up and put them in my pouch.
Oh yeah, my heart. I adore this entire party. I don't know if I told you guys.
We have the
Quite a
best
bit of
party.
fun myself.
All right. So it's an easy enough matter to get Litha back to her mother. It's an easy enough matter if you guys want to get back to the Babylon Candle. I believe you have a discussion that needs to be had, unless there's something else that you guys want to do down here or elsewhere in the city before we get to that.
Well, do we have to? Is there any kind of like do we have to bring those people to justice or anything?
I mean, there is definitely a prison that you can take them to, and are you inclined to do that?
Yes.
I think so.
Prison? Is that how you guys deal with people here? It's just like lock them up.
Yes.
How do you deal with them?
I mean,
Afridi's usually enslave people and sell them to others for punishment, but they do that for fun too. I don't know. Sometimes people can work off their debt and things like that. I don't know. I don't want to interfere in planar politics.
I mean, you'll probably end up making more money if you sell them to slavers.
Well,
I am not happy with that
No.
concept.
I wasn't suggesting. That's just the.
Like, far be it from me to tell you guys what to do, but
I was just telling you what Afridi would do. I'm not saying I would do it.
Yeah, right. No, I don't. I absolutely don't want to do that. I think it's terrible.
I suspect we should give them to the guard and allow whatever local authorities deem necessary happen to them.
Do you think there's a reward? They're kidnappers and they let monsters loose.
That's true.
I would imagine.
There is. You get 20 gold out of turning them in because, as it turns out, Lester is not nearly as flush as Canopy was with, like, reward money. And also, these guys weren't killing, like, a whole bunch of bird people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or
It's a
other
much
people.
smaller deal than Bird Eater was.
A threat to individuals as opposed to a threat to everyone, you know.
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to have to do more to become heroes in this town.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to have a parade of giant snakehead going on here.
Hey, it's not about that. But we saved that little girl's life just because you found that bird, Unga.
Oh yeah, and like you have definitely made a lifelong friend. Like, she before you leave insists on making you guys some cookies, and of course she burns them. But she's so proud of like the batch getting done in the first place, and like
I love it when they're all black around the outside and like hard and dry inside. Those
she
are-
absolutely believes that.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. Yeah, that's I mean, it's hard to get like that right time.
Yeah, and I just love when my food
Like by
isn't...
the time you're done mixing the dough, they're already half burnt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just glad my food isn't coming out of the dumpster. But Sheldon doesn't care, but I do.
Yeah. He's always sees the finer things.
Up goes the claw.
I would like to just kind of like take Unga by the shoulder and look at him and say, "You did so well today. You did a good thing."
Well, Twizzle here was really missing his girl, so it seemed like the right thing to do.
It was.
Oh, then it dawns on me that I have
Well-
to give Twizzle back.
Oh,
To be honest, I honestly thought that only the bird was taken, that we were just trying to find the girl to give the bird back. I didn't realize that she was taken.
Full disclosure, I totally thought it was a girl bird too for a while.
so like Tweezle has actually spent a lot of time sitting on your shoulder, and I feel like Litha is gonna come up to you and she's gonna be like, "So, do you care if I send Tweezle with letters sometimes? And if I do that, will you write me back?"
I will have to get Vent to help me with my letters, but I will absolutely do that. But if there's anything dangerous going on, tell Tweezle to just wait.
Okay.
Woo! Pen pal
Hey,
acquired.
I'll ask her, Litha in Primordial. I'll say like, do you speak the language of the plains?
Oh, I do.
Oh, okay, and I'll say like, well, we can use that if there's ever any need for secrecy or something like that.
Okay. Well, I'll remember that. I might write them in the margins in that case, because I know that things sometimes get dangerous for people to know about.
That's right. You're a smart little girl, Litha.
Thank you.
How old is she? Like 8, you said?
Yeah, she's like 8.
Oh wow.
She's a smart 8-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's indeed a smart 8-year-old.
Probably got a higher intelligence than Ben.
That's not that hard. And yet, I'm the smartest. The smart. I mean, it is.
Yep,
It is 13. It's above average.
it is.
Yeah.
So I guess with that, we'll see her return home and go back to the inn before we set out on our next journey.
Gotta get that rainbow feather.
Okay, so next time around, you guys are going to need to get the map to get you to the Temple of Glass, and probably the Temple of Glass itself, where you're supposed to be getting the rainbow feather. And I know that Prudence has something that she wants to talk to you guys about. I don't know if that's something she can take care of in 10 minutes or not. We might want to put a pin in that and wait for next week.
Yeah, it probably should wait for next week. What is the name of the lady who runs the Black Babylon Candle again?
Issa, with a Y.
Isa. Okay. Okay, Okay, I would like to ask Issa to. I ask her if she is the sort to be any good at finding information that's
And she
necessary.
just slowly smiles, and she's like, usually for the right price, but for you, I'll just go ahead and do it.
I need some information on a tiefling woman named Myth with an I.
I'll see if I can find it out.
Thank you. And I would like to just kind of like, very like, I'm trying to think of the right word, subtly just like place my hand on the counter and then like pull it away. And there's like 1 gold piece there anyway.
She'll go ahead and take it, because it's not like that's way less than she usually charges, but like she's not going to take that to spend it later. She's probably going to keep that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She can scry on him.
No.
I know. I'm good.
And then within 10 minutes, I can pull Galacin to the side if that's okay.
Of course.
Okay, so after everybody's kind of like bunkered down for the night, I would like to knock on Galacin's room door. And, dear brother.
Yes, what can I help you with, dear sister?
Unga is so gentle and innocent, and Vent is so sincere. And while Vent is so knowledgeable, neither of them is cunning like you. But
I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm cunning.
you understand the way of people.
Yes, I definitely interact more than the others.
I have something I have meant to share, and it is not easy for me to share often. But I do not want to make the others feel as though they have been betrayed or that I mistrust them. You know Vent's fallen star, the red one?
Yes. Yes.
What if I were to tell you that the stars are not missing?
What do you mean they're not missing?
They're hiding.
So they are there, but they are blacked out?
I do not know. My mother is very knowledgeable about stars and such, and she told me this. And she also told me that I keep one. Sometimes I feel its warmth inside me, and occasionally it can come out, but it's very weak and flickering, nothing radiant as it were. It's more fiery as of right now. And I just produce flame in my hand, and it's that like blue, purple, pink fire.
Well, we care for our, and while it is acceptable to hold things back, one thing I think should be open is information related to Father and our quest. I'm not judging and do not look wrongly upon you, but perhaps we should share this little bit of information. I trust Vent. He is the first of the siblings that started all of this. I believe he, though much younger than I, knew much more than I ever did before we even set eyes upon each other. And I do believe he cares more than any about this quest. So think that it is prudent to share the information amongst all, so that we might all be on the same page.
And she sort of chuckles at your pun. Do you think that they will hate me for hiding this?
It is only vague information that you're sharing, and you have your reasons. I am trusted. I am trusting of all of you that we are all upon a path for a reason. I have no ill will towards any of you, and it would take something much more severe than this to give me any ill will towards you. I cannot say for sure exactly the way Vent will respond, but I would gather as long as I've known him, that new information has come at the right time. Everything seems to fall into place. There might be some short bit of anger or frustration, but his enthusiasm is infectious. I think that if there is any issue, it will be short-lived, and he will be happy to move on and reinvigorated by more information.
Thank you. And with that, I think maybe it would be wise if we shared more, because I do know more about recent activities, and I think it's best if we all discuss that. And I'll just kind of like walk towards the door and,
You walk away.
yep.
Walk away.
It's like preparation for next session.
Yeah, that seems like a good note to close down on. So I think that went really well. All right.
Well, thank you for running, Megan. And thank everyone for watching. You can find links to both Stephen and Megan, both of which are authors, have books published, in the pinned post down below. So you can go check that out. We'll be back next week at the same time. And until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.